All right, I think it's time to tell you the story about my first time. The year, 1994. I had just got my 386 and it was amazing, but still old. So it was time to start looking into what I could upgrade. Turns out, all I could afford at the time was to upgrade to a 16-bit sound card, a Sound Blaster 16. I went out and I bought it. Came home, took apart the PC, and installed the card. Then I put everything back together again, and nothing. And for those of you who have built a PC, especially early on, or upgraded one, it dealt with a lot of trial and error. It was frustrating, but in a good way, like a puzzle you could not solve. Then after a few days, I finally got it to work. I could not tell you how for the life of me, but I could tell you that there was nothing like your first time. That, my friends, is a story of me upgrading my PC for the first time. Hello world, I'm Marco Guerrero, your host for the We Are Cardano podcast. Today I'd like to remind you all what it is we're looking to accomplish here. We want to help showcase the Cardano community by telling their stories, thus helping put faces to the Cardano public blockchain. So if you're part of the Cardano community, we want to hear from you and tell your story. If you are enjoying the We Are Cardano podcast, please help us out by hitting the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Also, you can help us out by staking with the Buffy pool, ticker Buffy. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, our interview with Maria Carmo.
Andrew,
Mike,
Shweta,
Maria,
Raymond,
Garren,
Rick,
Naman,
Amanda,
Patrick, Bill, Peyton, James,
Umed,
Nicole,
I'm Adam, Stevo,
Andrea, David,
Kyle.
and to those who don't know us, let's introduce ourselves. We're Cardano, and if you'll permit us, we'd like to change the world.
So, Maria, you grew up in Brazil, correct?
yes, correct.
Great. And when you were 10, you got your first experience in economics. You started an ice cream business. Can you tell me a little bit about how that came to be?
Sure. I grew up in the south of city of São Paulo in Brazil. It's the biggest city in Latin America. And there is loads of poverty and people in public schools and stuff. And I was keeping all the money I got from my godmother and my godfather. And then one day a superstar was coming around and I needed just the money for the bus. And I asked my mother and she goes, I don't have money. Money doesn't grow on tree. So me and my neighbor, friends, she was 9, we broke in our safe box and took the money to the supermarket. And then we walk around and we got everything that we could make a type of ice cream, fruits, juice, everything. And then we show up home and our mothers, what have you done? And then you just say, we're going to be a business owner now.
And how did that go?
It was really cool. I learned how to do with customers. I learned how the customer reacts to you when they are happy. These people could come unto me and get something that was costing 10 cents, but they were coming and getting 20 and 30s and 10s. They was selling really, really, really well. We get famous around the neighborhood because of it.
Can you talk a little bit about your first computer?
Yes, my first computer was a second-hand one, a Pentium 2 or 3, I can't remember, but it was around 2003. And this was my computer. And the internet at the time was a dial one, where I could use for one pulse from midnight to 6 o'clock in the next morning. There was our time to use internet. I am using it to find books, to find manuals. I wanted to be a better clerical. I want to be a better person. I was improving myself. I was reading. I was doing all this stuff from this small computer. It was so magic.
So you became a teacher. Can you tell me about your first day on the job?
Absolutely. I have to show up for teachers that didn't show up at work, so I will cover them, substitute teachers. So someone called my house and say, can you come the next half an hour? You have 2 classes or 3 classes, I don't remember. I remember it was history, and I needed to teach Egypt Egypt and Second World War. And I went to the class. I give the entire subject the best of my attention and my love. And then when I look over, I messed up the subjects. I was teaching Egypt when I was supposed to be teaching Second World War. And I said, oh, guys, I'm sorry, I messed it up. And they say, you are so in love with it. We are so into it that I just let you go.
So in 2011, you made a pretty big life decision to get up and leave everything behind and go to Ireland. Can you talk a little bit about what went into that decision and how you came to it?
Yes, I have a friend that he told me, Maria, go and learn English. You need to learn it because it's going to change your life. And I was immature at the time, was 20-some. You know how young people are. We never agree with advices and stuff. So I went to teaching, become a teacher. This was my biggest dream because I never wanted to do it. And there was I just getting my teaching degree. And it was a big moment for me. So I said, one more desire from my list, what I want next. And then this friend came around and said, why don't you go travel and learn English? You didn't do it yet. Why don't you try it? So I met another friend for coincidence that was coming to Ireland, and he said, I would wait for you there. And that friend making my life a lot easier. They bought the course for me. I make the payments. I could trust. We have a problem of trusting the middleman everywhere. Where I'm sending money, I'm sending to the right place. But it was a better decision because I have someone to look after me. 2 friends, actually.
So after Ireland, you spent about 6 months learning English. And then you started your own company. How did that go?
So I came to Ireland with no English. I didn't know say anything. In Brazil, you can be an English teacher without speak a word of English somehow. So I came to Ireland with no English and made 6 months of school. It just took me to the intermediary level, right? But now I can speak with people, I can understand, not much advantage, but I can communicate. So I start a company, online cleaning jobs around Dublin. I was going everywhere, getting my clients, keep them happy and keep the money. And it's flowing in my direction as much as was possible. I could give jobs for other people. Was really, really cool. But unfortunately, I hurt my hand and I was 2 weeks without any income. So I came to the conclusion, it's not bringing me anywhere. I need to get some security here. So I was able to, I decided on Monday, and the third Tuesday I was working. And I worked for this company for a while. Everything was okay. But for a few months, and then I decided to leave. And then one day I got to these rooms. We are all talking, and I learning with people. And one of them said, "Maria, I had enough. I'm leaving." And I am, as a joke, I said, "Right, I'm leaving too. My last day is tomorrow." And that was the joke. I left the room and went to go on my jobs. And later on, the boss of the construction site said, "Maria, are you leaving? Maria, you can't leave us." "No, if I give you another job, would you stay with us?" And I said, "Oh, sure thing." And then I become the clerk of the construction site. It's really tough job because is 100 to 200 guys in and out every single day, and rules and all this stuff. But I get it done. I got 2 promotions and was happy. But the company moved around the country and I have to leave. But because I got that job in the office, now I can work offices everywhere. Now I can be a clerical officer. Now I get better pay. It was amazing. So I have a little bit of money to spare now.
So the year is 2017, and you're just getting into crypto. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, I can. I was researching about silver and about gold. And one of the guys that was talking about gold make a really killing video about Bitcoin. I couldn't get it until I see that video. I said, wow, it's amazing. And then I got to my job next morning, opened the computer, and the Bitcoin was 1200. And then somebody else was seeing my screen, and they came around and said, Maria, don't do it. Don't do it. And then I said, okay. And then I forgot about it. When I came back later on, 1 or 2 months later, Bitcoin was $4,000. It was like, wow, I miss it. I felt so bad. How I miss it. I was so close. I have my credit card on my hand and I give up on it. So what's happened? I discovered Bitcoin has its problem. I didn't go into the money very rushing in. I rather read. I discovered Ethereum has its problem, and then I discovered Cardano. And I said, wow, I think I like Charles. I love his video about Cardano, the whiteboard video.
So there's debate in the community on whether or not Project Catalyst funds should be used to fund YouTube videos and podcasts. I hear that you and Shweta are working on a project called the Lovelace Academy. Can you talk a little bit about that and why people should fund your project?
We are so happy about it. We are so motivated. I got the right people to work with me. I cannot programming, but I get the best training I could get. And Shweta is with me, is very motivated as well. But you don't need to just fund my project. There are dozens of them, loads of podcasts, loads of educational proposals. Is the proposals that I stand for. I am an educator, and I think education in all levels is very, very important. And everybody got here through a podcast, through a video, normally whiteboard video from Charles.
Well, Maria, thanks again for coming on the We Are Cardano podcast. You were amazing. And anybody watching, please support her project with Shweta, the Lovelace Academy. Check it out. There'll be a link in the below. And also, go ahead and stake her pool at Cards is the ticker. And again, Maria, thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. See you soon.
All right, keep up the good work. And goodbye, everybody.